Yes, good morning everybody. What's happening? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with more transfer news and the latest Manchester United dealings for the summer transfer window, which is upcoming obviously. Come on United, let's do some business early. It looks like we are doing. Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us. If you're on catch up later, get your thoughts down below in the not live comment section. But of course, if you're here watching live, get involved in the live chat, have your say throughout. We'll have a Q&A at the end as well. And give us your thoughts and opinions. But do us a favour at the start of this stream. Smash that like button on it. Give us a massive like spike at the start of the show. And help us get to 100 likes. Also, share us around if you can. Somewhere on social media. That'd be amazing. Here's a link pinned at the top of the live chat for a post that we put on X just before this stream. You can go and give us a repost there. That would be awesome to help spread the word of the show. Also, get yourself subscribed if you're new to the channel and have your say. Oh, yes. Welcome into the chat, though, by the way, everybody who's in here live. Let's have a little look, see who's in here for this lunchtime live. We're on here at 11:50 a.m. You what? That's early. DJ, what's happening? Arn, top player. Ryan, get in there, my son. Lucas Stamp. Dave Watkins, how goes it? Yes, Dave. Jose Salgado, you legend, getting in there. How you doing? Interesting. I mean, Manchester United right now, we're not really, although we are a massive club, we're not really big club status right now in terms of actual football quality. Aaron, Gajendran, how you doing? Lucas Stamp, Disco Dave, you legend. Yes, let's go. Rach, Reaper's Underworld, Steve Barrero, Gajendran, Superstar Rico. Everybody who's in here, thanks for joining. Tommy Boyle as well. Get in there, you legend. Get in, how you doing? And everybody else as well, please do smash the likes, as I say, and get yourself involved. Right, let's get into it then. So, reports this morning, far and wide, Rob Dawson from ESPN and various other different outlets reporting that Manchester United have at least agreed a deal, a framework for a deal in order to sign Liam Delap. So we've essentially agreed a lot, or hashed out a lot of the issues there in terms of things like personal terms agreed with the player, and obviously the deal in principle with the clubs, because there is a release clause there of £30 million. Do you know what, guys? I'm buzzing, actually. I think this is a great signing. Only time will tell on this one, but this isn't an £80 million gamble here. This is a 30 million quid little punt. This is not huge money in today's modern market, is it? 30 million quid to get a player who has clear potential. End of the day, he's got like 12 or 13 goals in the league for Ipswich Town in a relegated season. I mean, that's obviously not a bad record, is it, when your team's so shite they're getting relegated, but you're still able at 22 years of age in your first proper season in the Prem to bag in, double figures. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. So if you look at the, the stats, it only tells you so much. He's obviously still quite fresh to the Premier League in terms of sort of the top tier. And for Manchester United, we need to add some goals up there. I still maintain that we need to get another number 9 other than Liam Delap this summer, because what's the point of, just getting this one guy to put all of our faith in? We've already done that with Rasmus Hojlund. We obviously have to think about other options. Yes, we've got Xerxes. There are some other options, but I still think 2 number 9s is what's needed. But this would be a great start to the summer window. So Matheus Cunha is going to be announced next week. If we could get Liam Delap done nice and early as well and announced early, that would be brilliant. Look, there's still a chance that he goes somewhere else. Chelsea reportedly interested in him, and they can offer him Champions League football, and other clubs are interested in him. Man United don't have that luxury right now. So if he's just all about playing Champions League, then I'm guessing that he's going to think about going to Chelsea. But if he's not about that, and he's just, let's face it, an Ipswich Town relegated melter who sees the opportunity in front of him, and there's a massive club crying out for some goals up there, crying out for a proper number 9 to come in and score, then maybe he'll take the opportunity with both hands and come and join Manchester United. So obviously framework deal agreed, that's what's been reported, terms and all that sort of stuff, but it doesn't necessarily mean 100% this guy is coming to Manchester United. He could end up deciding to go elsewhere, which would be gash. I'll just throw that question back to the live chat for a bit of fun. Everyone in the live chat, where do you think Liam Delap is going to end up? Who will he sign for? Do you think it'll be Chelsea? Do you think it'll be United or somebody else? Have your say. I do think Man United, guys. I do think so. Because, as I say, we are crying out for that striker. It's a great opportunity there for a youngster to come in there. 22, really kick on in his career. Great opportunity at United to do things for several seasons, not just a short-term thing, or, it's a project. Yes, it is a project, and we are gash right now. But in the future, we could not be gash. In the future, we have the potential to be one of the biggest clubs in the world, obviously, because we are. We're just melting right now. We're in a real phase of guff in terms of our history. But sooner or later, that's going to be changing, I would hope. Let's see what you guys are saying here then. So, yeah, I would definitely have Mbuemo as well, 100%. And Mbuemo, obviously, if you look at his stats, 28 goal contributions in the league, it's incredible. So, yes, I'm with you there, Lucas. I'd rather that signing. But do you know what I'd rather, Lucas? Both, mate. Both, lad. That's what I'd rather. Imagine a front three. And at the moment, obviously, as I say, I hope Liam Delap would be a secondary striker, a £30 million cheap addition to the squad to play second fiddle to the true number 9 that we might end up signing. Because he is only 22 and young. You can't put all your faith and eggs in his basket. Look at what happened with Gyokeres Hojlund. But just think about this front three, right? So it's a different look front three. You've got, say, Matheus Cunha on the left sort of side. You've got Mbuemo on the right side there, in behind Delap, or let's just hope somebody else like Gyokeres. But in all fairness, that's probably unlikely at this stage, financially and also Champions League lacking wise. But think about that front three. I think that's a pretty good front three. And Mbuemo has bagged 20 goals for Brentford this season, just gone, which is insane. Delap got 12. I mean, that's better than any of our gash bag players, apart from obviously Bruno Fernandes, who scored quite a few goals for us, and obviously from the penalty spot as well, some of them. But in terms of the other players we mentioned there, they've put up great numbers, and they've done it for mediocre teams in the league, mid-table teams, and a relegated team. So you've got to say, if we could just get that into our side, surely we've got some more options up there. It's not all about that, is it? Obviously, the team's got to play good stuff and create for these guys up there. But it would help. Matheus Cunha is a proper match winner over there at Wolves as well. He's got like double figures in goals this season. Some of the individual goals he scored have been brilliant as well, making stuff happen out of nothing. So, if you add that into your team, think about the lack of goals that we've got. If you add those three players, Mbuemo, Delap, and also Matheus Cunha, surely that's going to get you some fruits. That's going to get you some goals. And then if we've got the luxury of still having Bruno Fernandes, he could be playing, in behind, or sometimes obviously in that cam role as well, that number 10 role. You've still got Amad Diallo in your ranks as well, who's a great player who can also play that role. So I think we've got some good options there as long as we can sign these players. What about Osimhen? I mean, I like Osimhen. Osimhen, great player, but I just don't really see that one materialising financially. You have to remember that Manchester United is in a position where we've lost about 100 million quid, maybe more, in terms of what it does for the overall commercial revenue of the football club by not being in the Champions League, by not winning that Europa League final. We've lost out on a lot of money. We all also have to service a lot of previous transfer deals that we've already made. So we've got to pay money out to different teams this summer, even though we've already got these players at the club and they're gash, or some of them are gash, and we've still got to pay money out. So, there's not a huge amount of money available now. The reports are, if you believe the reports, and I think they're probably around about correct, really, when you think about it, the budget that Manchester United have this summer is around about 100 million. That's what we could spend without necessarily selling a lot of players. Now, if we are able to sell players and generate excess cash there and get players off of our books with big wages, then surely the budget's going to go up. Surely we're going to recoup a fair amount of what we receive in terms of players sold. So we'll be able to spend some more money, I think. But yeah, so for instance, Marcus Rashford, obviously there's a report going around that he's up for sale for 40 million quid. That's 40 million quid you can add to new transfers, isn't it? New signings. You can also get the money off of the books by hopefully taking his wages out of it, you know what I mean? Because he's not going to be here, obviously. Anthony Dos Santos is another one. He's on quite big money. He's also a player that can generate, 35 million quid or somewhere in that region. So that's money that you can add to it. Then you've got Onana. Let's just hope that Dutch Kojak conehead extraordinaire over at Bayer Leverkusen, Erik ten Hag, who's just started his new job in Germany, feels like getting the old boys back together, feels like getting the old band back together. You know what I'm saying? That'd be amazing. So let's just hope somebody could sign Onana. That'd be brilliant. It does look like we're looking for a new keeper, Martinez, Milinkovic-Savic, etc. But if we were to sell Onana, that's a big weight off my mind. We can't have that Melter flubberhand individual starting the season next season. That would be crazy. But certainly if he's off the books and you generate, I don't know what you could get for Onana, probably not very much, 20 mil, 25 mil, I don't know, he's still a good keeper who's in his prime, but his prime is gash. That's the problem there. So his prime is like a Poundland prime, it's very, very, very poor. So unfortunately, he's got to leave. If he doesn't want to go, then I guess we're just stuck with him. But even if he stays, we've still got to sign another goalkeeper. But the point I'm making here is we'll probably spend 100 million even if we weren't able to sell anyone. But if we can sell more players, we've got a lot of players that surely should be able to generate a little bit of capital to be able to then go and, sign new players with and also recoup money from the wages. So there's quite a few options there in order to get players off of our books. I'd like to think that we'll generate cash, and I'd like to think that our overall spend this summer will be around about 200 million, and that's probably 100 million that we've allocated already because we need a big revamp. You can't go into the next season with this current squad. Surely Amarim must be backed. We know a few players are leaving. We know Lindelof's leaving, Eriksson obviously, and Johnny Evans, and there's probably going to be more players going as well. Of course there is. So we're going to be getting rid of players, and we have to sign players. So the budget has to be strong. I think 100 million is up there anyway, and then probably if we're lucky, we'll be able to generate or use around about 100 million of the money that we can then get from selling players as well. There you go. Exactly, Jason Brown. Newcastle have Wilson, Wilcock and Longstaff going and a budget of 200 million. Well, there you go. Yes, fair enough. Wilson, exactly. The 33-year-old Callum Wilson. Smash a one if you'd have him in the squad, guys. I mean, a couple of years ago, I would definitely add him as the second choice striker in the team, the backup, because definitely a good player. But he's getting on a bit now. He's been out of favour, obviously, with Isaac up there doing bits and stuff. But he's still a good player. I mean, you could definitely do worse than Callum Wilson, couldn't you? In terms of a backup striker. Let's just say this happened. If Rasmus Hojlund was sold to generate some cash as well, I would be more than happy to see Callum Wilson come in as the third choice striker in our team. So you can't rely on him. He's in and out the side. And he's not probably, you can't just expect him to be the main guy. No, not at his age and everything. But he's a good player, and he could add you, I don't know, a handful of goals, 10 goals chipped in here and there from starting the odd game and coming off the bench and stuff like that throughout a season. Those could be valuable for Manchester United, definitely. And Callum Wilson is a good player. I'd much rather sell Hojlund, who's 22, and get 30, 40 million quid back, get him off of our books, and just have Wilson there as a backup option, playing the same sort of role that I want Hojlund to do, which is just the third choice backup. That gives us space there and a decent pecking order as well, where people know their roles, to be able to have a quality 3 strikers. We need 3 top strikers, guys. We need a main guy. Let's just pretend it's Gyokeres, even though it's not. We need a secondary guy, a youngster who's coming through, but still great and can still score a lot of goals and help us out and develop and learn off the main guy as well. That's going to be the Delap. And then you need somebody who's wily, who can come in off the bench and also play in a handful of games and help the squad out and be happy doing so and score goals when he's called upon. That would be somebody like Wilson. So it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, guys. It's not ambitious from Man United, but it's certainly, if that's not even really a true link. I'm just saying, seeing as you mentioned it. I'm just saying I would take him as a third choice striker. I would. Right, okay, nice one. Let's have a look at the reports anyway, guys. If you're just getting in the stream, as I say, it helps us out. If you could smash the like button. We're nearly at 100 likes. Every little like helps the channel out and helps us compete with corporations and clickbait wankers and all that sort of stuff. So if you are here for the first time and you haven't hit the like button yet, ask yourself why. It's free. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and get involved. Okay, so Amarim, speaking earlier on, said that we always have prepared 2 plans, one with Champions League, one without. Without Champions League, we also don't need a big squad, and we can control in a better way. So that's very true, obviously. We don't need the depth necessary, don't need as many players as we would have done if we were playing in Europe as well, because we're going to be playing like 16 to 20 less games than we would have been, and obviously no midweek games there as well. So it's going to be much easier on the squad. You don't need as many players for cover. You don't need quite as many for rotation. So it means that we can sort of use our budget to focus on getting a few top players and key players in that we need, I think. So that's good. Also, just Amarim was speaking in regards to Bruno Fernandes. And he said that obviously he wants to keep Bruno. Ruben confirms his intention to keep Bruno. For sure, Bruno takes responsibility. He's really important for us. He's really important also for what we want to build with this team. And he is our best player. So I don't want to see Bruno going anywhere. Amarim wants to keep him. But as Bruno said at the end of the season there after Europa final, If he's sold by the higher ups at the football club, if a massive offer comes in, then he will go. So we'll see on that one. But I don't think Bruno's going anywhere personally. But that's what Amrim said beforehand. Just wanted to mention those things that Amrim said earlier on, because obviously we are playing a game tomorrow in Asia. Let's have a look at the news on Delap, though, guys. That's what we're discussing mainly today. Let's talk about the headlines here and the actual sources and reports and stuff. So, yes, it's via Rob Dawson from ESPN Early Doors, basically saying that, this deal is agreed in terms of Delap for Manchester United. He wants to come and join Manchester United. There's no issue, obviously, with a transfer because of the release clause, £30 million. And he has agreed personal terms with us. So that's the situation as it is. This is Fabrizio as well. He said earlier on before this news from Rob that United and Chelsea already had direct meetings with Liam Delap. Everton did the same, and Newcastle approached his agents. United and Chelsea trying to convince the player, while Everton are prepared to make him a big financial offer and then give him the responsibility to leave in 2 to 3 years. So, as I say, it's not 100% or anything, just because United have agreed personal terms with the guy. There's offers on the table elsewhere. Chelsea probably being the most attractive one, because they're probably going to be paying big money as well, and he will be playing for a team that's just finished 4th, has Champions League football, that's in a Europa League conference final, and, it's just in a better place than Man United right now. And then you've got other clubs, Everton, wanting to take him on. I mean, obviously we could laugh about that. That's unrealistic, but Fab said that the financial offer from Everton is a big financial offer, so maybe more than what others are prepared to pay. As I said, a lot of these other clubs won't be getting him necessarily to be the main striker. They'll be getting him maybe to be a squad striker, second striker, whatever. So Everton could tempt him by paying big money and then also allow him to leave in a couple of seasons' time when he's developed. And if he wants to do that, he might go for the short-term money. Who knows? So it depends on the offers. Obviously, it depends on what he wants. Maybe he wants to play a bigger role in a team. Maybe he wants to play in Europe. Whatever it is, whatever his dream is, we don't know. But it will pan out soon. My gut feeling on this signing, though, is that we will complete it because, as I say, United offers him a great opportunity here. In 2 years, if everything goes well, we've got the status and the size and the support and everything to be one of the best teams around again. We're just miles away right now, but we do have that. It's not like we're Leyton Orient. We are Manchester United with a 76,000 seat stadium, even if it's sort of falling apart, and huge global support, one of the biggest fan bases in the world, if not the biggest, hundreds of millions of fans around the world, reportedly. So there you go. Also, this is a bit of an interesting just a tidbit that I found here that so this is a report from Centre Devils that just says that United sources have downplayed suggestions that Liam Delap's being targeted due to financial constraints. Instead, it's believed that the preference for Delap over the likes of Victor Gyokeres stems primarily from the shift in transfer policy, prioritising proven young Premier League proven stars before pursuing overseas players unless they're considered world-class or exciting talents. Delap's playing style, characterised by physicality and goal-scoring prowess, aligns with United's needs. The Red Devils highly value how the 22-year-old has been involved in nearly 40% of Ipswich Town's goals in the Premier League and believe he will make a significant impact when paired with the likes of Bruno Fernandes. So, yes and no. I mean, obviously the preference for Delap, I mean, I don't think anybody would go for Delap over Gyokeres if you had the two options on the table. Gyokeres is 26 in his prime, and he's almost guaranteed to get you a lot of goals. If you look at his record, it's ridiculous. He scored like 60-odd goals this season or something. Now, I know you could say, oh, yeah, but he hasn't done it in the Premier League. I mean, come on. That's an obscene amount of goals anywhere, and you just need to translate that over to the Premier League in some way, and you'd be an effective beast. Plus, just go and look at the guy. He's an absolute beast. Great player. Look, obviously, there's financial constraints here. That's what it's down to. Don't make me laugh about no financial constraints. The reason we're going after Delap so early and not Gyokeres is purely financial, and also purely because we probably can't even bring him in anymore because we shat it in the Europa League final and missed out on Champions League. So, yeah, interesting, but I think it's a largely financial decision because he is a great value signing. Liam Delap is a fantastic value signing. The future remains unwritten for him. Will he turn into a beast? Who knows? But it's not really much of a risk at 30 million quid, is it? That's chump change in this day and age, which is crazy to say, but it's true. Especially for a 22-year-old. Think about it. If he plays for Man United for 4 seasons and has a bang average time, then he's still only 26 and he'll be saleable. You'll probably be able to sell him for more money than what you bought him for then, even if he's cash. So I'm pretty sure it's a good bit of business, this one, for Manchester United. And from what we've seen from him this season, he has been converting and scoring goals. He has been creating a lot. I mean, 40% of Ipswich Town's goals he's had a hand in. That's significant. Yes, they didn't score that many, and yes, they did get relegated. But he had a good season amidst a struggling team. So very, very happy if we could get that over the line. And then obviously, look to others. So Liam Delap could be a brilliant signing. Matheus Cunha is looking likely that's going to... Well, obviously that is agreed and done, basically. He is coming. Other players in very soon as well, but a bit of early news would be lovely. Manny... Manny says, what have we become? Getting excited about Delap. Come on, man. I've said he's going to be the second choice striker, hopefully, for me. I'm excited because it adds us some depth and goals into our team up there. I'm not saying he's going to be the main guy, Manny. I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying this guy's got the potential to be like the next Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy, if you'd have signed him from non-league, freaking Fleetwood Town, whoever it was again he was playing for, you'd have said the same about him. But guess what? He went on and had a brilliant career, didn't he? And scored 200 goals for Leicester City, lad. So I'm just saying this guy could have a great time of it at United in the future. The potential is there. He's 22. He's physical. He's quick. He scores goals. He's also not a lot of money. So actually, I think it's something to be excited about. It's not like we're going out there and signing, Cristiano Ronaldo in his prime or anything. But it's a good addition to the squad. Good addition to the squad, I think, yes. Thank you for that though, Manny. Luckhurst in Malaysia just put a video up of Xerxes and Delict started training again. Nice, mate. That's good news. I wonder if they're going to get any minutes in these couple of fixtures before they have a break. But that's good news, mate. Yeah, Xerxes could be a great player for us going forward. He really could. Again, probably not the main guy, but somebody in the squad to do well and come in. Big ups there, 1 Inch Destroyer. Thank you so much for your super chat, mate. Let's get some love in there for him. He comments and he says, Delap's another gamble pig. Happy with Cunha. Interesting you say that, 1 Inch Destroyer. How is Delap a gamble, though? I don't think he's that much of a gamble. Maybe a gamble in regards to expecting him to score lots of goals. But in terms of the money or the actual player that you've got on the table there, it's not a gamble, is it? 22-year-old homegrown player for 30 mil who's just banged in 12 goals for a shit relegated side. That's not really a gamble, in my opinion. Rasmus Hojlund for 73 million. That's a gamble. Getting him from Italy and... him not having any experience in the Premier League and only having a handful of goals in Italy and appearances in Italy. That's a gamble. Do you know what I mean? Paying £85 million for Anthony Dos Gastos, a lad who, let's face it, was doing good in the Dutch league, but again, no indications that he could do it in the Prem, and he couldn't. That's a gamble. That sort of money and that sort of player is a gamble. But this guy's not really a gamble. We've seen him with our own eyes in the Premier League, and he's cheap. He's cheap like the budgie, mate. So why do you think it's a gamble? I don't think it's really a gamble. Guys, smash a 1 if you think this transfer is good value and, a good solid signing. I'm not pretending this is, Berbatov or something. This isn't. This is something else. This is somebody to help us in the squad for several seasons and chip in with a lot of goals. I think he represents decent value, and I also think he will be decent. So, bit harsh there, lad. Bit harsh there, my son. Yes, mate, we smashed 100 likes. So, thank you everyone for hitting the thumbs up button. I appreciate that a lot. Nice one. Right, let's cover what else we've got here. So, as I said, we're working on the other options. We've got Delap, hopefully, will be coming. Hopefully, we'll see also, Matheus Cunha announced next week. That's also already done. And then we'll turn our attentions, hopefully, to Mbuemo. I think Mbuemo is a brilliant signing, guys. A brilliant signing. Can be playing, obviously, that 10 in behind the striker, but also you can use him anywhere across the front three, as we've said, where he can, if you need him to, play up top, or he can play on the other side. So he's definitely a good addition. And you think about his age, he's 25, 26. That's perfect for what we need right now. We need some proper players coming into their primes, and the mixture of youth and experience as well. But we need some 25-year-olds, some 26-year-olds, 27-year-olds, that sort of thing as well, I think. But you look at what he could add to the side in terms of goals. 20 goals for Brentford and 8 assists. That's quite ridiculous. Just think about that for a second. That is quite ridiculous, doing that for Brentford. Fair play to the lad. Fair play to him. So pretty ridiculous numbers. Plus, he stayed fit and played every single game for them. So for that reason alone, he'd be a great addition to the side. Goals, and he's fit and available more often than not, unless he gets some sort of horrific injury. So Mbuemo hopefully will be on the agenda next. Let's have a look at sort of these, the latest on here. So, just the reports that we're pursuing an interest in Bryan Mbuemo. And, he's definitely on the list for Amorim. Whether or not we can get a deal agreed there, that's another question. Brentford are holding out for £50 million. That's reportedly what they want. I think it's a reasonable amount, actually, for the player you get. And when we're paying, £85 million for Anthony, that seems reasonable for somebody who's bagged 20 Premier League goals, 8 assists, and is in their prime. So I'd be very happy to get him in. I'd be very happy to get Delap in and Cunha in. That's basically addressed a lot of the issues we have. Garnacho, God love him, and I do, and I really don't want him to leave, but he is a bit of an ego, and he has been inconsistent. He's not as good as he makes out. His final product has been in question this season multiple times, and he's just not quite lived up to it. In the right team, I think he'll go on and do absolutely brilliant things, but it doesn't seem to work in Amorim's system. As a more conventional winger, maybe, but in Amorim's system, it just hasn't really worked for him overall. He was better under Ten Hag, wasn't he? Definitely. So he's somebody that could do good things in his career, but actually, if we were to generate 60 million quid or something for him, it kind of makes sense, because we're talking about bringing in proper match winners here. Matheus Cunha, also 25 years in his prime. He's the sort of guy that can win you games. And Mbuemo, sort of guy that can win you games. So that's much better. It's much more proven for us in terms of Premier League. It would be lovely to keep all of our other youth players. The only reason I've changed my tone a little bit here on Garnacho is because of his attitude as well. He can't be coming out after the Europa League final and saying, the season's shit and I should have played, basically. I played in every other round. And keep your mouth shut and talk to the manager behind the scenes. That's what pisses me off. Egomaniacs, that. We need to get rid of all those egos we've got at the football club. Players like Sancho, Rashford, Garnacho even. These guys, obviously, they're just a problem. We don't need that in our dressing room. So get rid of those guys. Start with some real characters, some real hard workers, some people who are a bit more grounded. And then hopefully we'll be a much better team sooner rather than later. Thank you very much for the super chat here, by the way, Inatama. Appreciate you. By the way, we are going to have a Q&A in a bit, guys. I'm just getting my spiel out here. Yes, Chrissy J, Cunha and Mbuemo Delap adds more goals to our attack. Spot on, 100%. More midfielders, even a wing back as well. And definitely a goalkeeper, Chrissy J, is what we need. Inatama, thank you very much for your super chat, mate. He says, do you think we'll be able to sell Onana or get a new keeper soon? Ten Hag really caused a lot of damage, in my opinion. I can't believe he's going to Leverkusen. Same. Yeah, he's got himself a good job there. Fair play to him. As I was saying yesterday in my stream, though, on the gaming channel, we were talking about Ten Hag. And as much as I dislike that, Mel, it would actually be kind of silly to say that he's not a good coach. He's won things. He's done well in Holland. He's won an FA Cup. He's won a League Cup. You can't really do that if you're really a gash manager. He's obviously not the standard manager we need, and he wasn't good enough to get a style consistently played at Manchester United in the league. But Ten Hag has won things, and he is a decent coach. He's probably a good appointment for Leverkusen, in all seriousness. Like I said earlier, I hope that he does sign some players back from us. He probably won't, because I don't think the budget of Bayer Leverkusen's really going to fit with the wages that Manchester United players are on, plus also the transfer fees. We can't be seen to just be giving a player away, can we, even if we've signed him for a huge amount and they've flopped. So we've got to try and get some value for these deals. But I do wonder about a player like Anthony Dos Santos. I really believe that surely Ten Hag's going to want him. Ten Hag likes him. Ten Hag loves him. Ten Hag worships him. He selected him so many times over the likes of Ahmad Diallo, even though Ahmad's way better and Anthony continued to be shite. So he loves him. He's signed him twice. He signed him over to bring him from Brazil to Ajax. He also signed him there for Manchester United. So I would like to think that, seeing as Anthony's probably on the transfer list this season, and he's going to be going, I'd like to think maybe Erik Ten Hag would like to be reunited. Reunited, and it feels so good. Hopefully that happens. And while you're at it, take that flubber hand Andre Onana back with you as well, pal. But even aside from that, Inatama lad, even aside from that, yes, we have to get a new goalkeeper. Even if we can't sell Onana, Onana needs to be on dishwashing duty or T-boy or something, but he certainly should not be playing the number one role for United. So if we do get a new goalkeeper, Milinkovic-Savic, Emi Martinez or anybody else, we have to just try and get rid of Andre Onana. But if we can't just not buy a new goalkeeper. If Andre says, nah, I'm not leaving, I'm not friggin' leaving, if he decides he's not leaving, then we can't just stick with him because he's got a contract. That'd be crazy. I'd rather give him away for free. I'd rather terminate his deal and pay him compensation and get him out of the frigging team and sign somebody else rather than giving him the spot. So I don't think that's a possibility. I think we have to get a new goalkeeper. It's not an if or a maybe. It's a have to. It's a must. So I think we will get a new goalkeeper regardless of whether we sell Onana or not. But obviously we're going to be trying to do our very best, I think, to get rid of Onana. Because what's the point of having him as a second goalkeeper or number 2? He's not going to want to do that anyway. So I'd expect him to, be sold and also, generate some cash. Not very much. How much do you think we could sell Andre Onana for, folks? Let us know, honestly. What do we pay for him? 50 million approximately. He was on the back of a very good season in Inter. That's the frustrating thing. Got to a Champions League final and all sorts. He had a good old year. So he was highly valued, highly rated. We still overpaid for him. But honestly, if we were trying to sell him tomorrow, I think you'd struggle to get 25 million. Genuinely. It's probably 20 mil to take him off of our hands is the most you could ask for because of how shit he's looked. He's become meme-worthy. Yes, G-Wolf, 2 deals done before the transfer window open. Who would have thought that would happen? I know, it's pretty good. I mean, obviously this deal is not done, actually, G-Wolf. So this isn't a done deal. This is agreed. Personal terms agreed. And, obviously we are in a prime position because we need him and we've had these discussions early and he's agreed terms. But it's not necessarily done yet. There are still other clubs in for him, Chelsea, Everton and others. And if it depends what he wants. If those teams are offering him more money or if those teams can offer him Champions League football and that's what he wants, then, it's not 100%. It's definitely not 100% yet about Delap, but it's looking good, mate. Rach Lee says, hi, Jay, my gorgeous man. Jay. Oh, look, we've got a couple in here. Jay and Rach. Power couple there. Can't get a room, guys. Get a room. You know what I mean? Get a room. How you doing, Simon? Delap is worth more than what we could pay for him, I think. 30 million quid is what we can get him for. But reality, if he didn't have that release clause, he'd probably be a 40-odd million pound player, I think. Yeah. Because of the potential and the homegrown status alone. You know what happens with these players. He's had a good season. 1 Inch Destroyer. Thank you so much for getting in here with a super chat here. Thank you so much for that. Again, he says, Anthony was a 40 million signing earlier summer, but the Glazers delayed and delayed. I hope Erik ten Hag signs him. He loves that kid. I hope an Italian club picks up Onana. Same for Hojlund. 16, 17 player squad, please. Hey, nice one. I think we need a few more players than that, but we certainly don't need like a 26-man squad for this season. No, we should have a little bit more of a tight-knit squad. A little bit more. Maybe 23-man squad or something like that. 20-man squad. But it would be crazy to think about a 16, 17 player squad with the amount of bloody injury-prone melts we've got that. But from what you said there, yes, fair enough. I don't know if we paid that much of an extra premium for him, but we did pay over the odds. Like you said, Erik ten Hag does like him, and I think Anthony would like to be reunited with him. Anthony the other day was quoted as saying he's very happy in Betis. He's loving it in Betis. And yeah, fair enough. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it, over there to play for Real Betis if they come in for him. But they might not. They might not be able to afford him, or there might be better offers on the table for Anthony. Now that he's done what he's done, gone away and played really well, and also now he's back in the Brazilian national team as well because Ancelotti selected him based on form in the Seleção. Like, he is seriously, his status has gone up a little bit. So, yeah, maybe he's got a choice of clubs. Hopefully, Erik ten Hag's one of them, because it'd be nice to get some money back from that Dutch Kojak Melt who stitched us up out of 600 million quid, that prat. Okay, you think 35 million for Onana? What? Gajendran, 35 million quid for Onana? I don't know. I don't know about that. That's ambitious, lad. I know we paid 50 for him, but we're idiots. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that's a bit ambitious, lad. But fair enough, maybe. Let's face it, an Italian club, like 1 Inch Destroyers just said, Italian club, he hoped an Italian club picks up Onana. That's the most likely thing because his experiences and his performances in the Italian league have been good. Same for Hojlund, although he only played a handful of games over there, but he was well revered in Italy. And certainly if you look at Onana's performances in Italy, they were brilliant. So yeah, if there's going to be a market that wants him, it's probably going to be Italy. That's a fair point. You reckon 40 for Anthony, 3 million, hopefully 25 mil, 200 million, 20 mil, 25 mil, £20 and a 6-pack of beer. Cake Cadet message retracted. What's going on, Cake? We are shy, he says. What is, okay, you take the threepence for him. Yeah, exactly. Jay says, hi, Piggy, address the truth. Amorim has said there's no money for summer and no deals are done. Yep, well, as I've already said, I mean, the truth is, I've already said this. I've already said the Delap deal's not done yet. There's other clubs that are in for him. We have agreed personal terms. We're working on deals. Matheus Cunha's already agreed. You know, it's not done yet. There's no official announcements. It's going to be a week or so, formalisations and everything. That's not done yet. But he said we got no money. Well, interesting, because obviously Manchester United have to spend lots of money this summer on pass signings, and we've lost out on that Champions League money. But come on, we've got money. We're a big club that generates hundreds of millions a year. We can spend a bit in this transfer window. But you're forgetting something. You're forgetting that we've got shitloads of players that we need to get rid of that are gash, and that other clubs may well want for decent money. Rashford's probably going to be going this summer. That's 40 million quid in the coffers and saving 350 grand a week, which is over £1 million a month. 1.4 million to be precise. Then you've also got players like Anthony, who will probably be sold. You've got players like Garnacho, who will probably be sold. Bruno Fernandes is a maybe. That could generate you close to 100 million. That's a maybe. I hope not, but it's a maybe. You've got others in the team as well. You've got players off the books. Lindo's off the books. You've got Ericsson off the books. Johnny Evans off the books. That's a bit of a saving money-wise. Gives you a bit of, cash back, I suppose. Not cash back, but money saved. So, I don't know about that. We can sell lots of players. We can generate cash. Andre Onana, Anthony, get Rasmus Hojlund sold off to Italy for 40 million quid, etc. And then we've got another 100 million to play with. So I think we're right. We don't have a lot of money right now to spend, but we're going to sell players. Once these player sales have happened, we'll have a fair bit of money to play with again. Now, I know, United, the Ineos shithouses, the Glazers shithouses, it's not like we're going to sell £100 million worth of players and then have £100 million worth in the transfer kitty. That's probably not going to happen. These wank bags are going to want to, absorb some of that money into the coffers and obviously help the club out financially in other areas as well, probably. So, so they might not give us all of what we sell, but surely if we sell players, we'll be able to buy more players. That's how it works. Plus, there's a necessity to do so. We don't have Champions League, we don't have Europe, but still, we do need a decent-sized squad, and there's players outgoing, and more players going to be outgoing. No point getting excited about signing mid-tier players. Oh, here he is, Kate Cadet, filled with the joys of spring. You know what I mean? Here he is. Ever filled with the joys of spring, this guy. Mate, it's a decent signing. If we were to start this season that's just gone with Cunha and Mbuemo and Delap, are you telling me we wouldn't have scored a shitload more goals? So I'm excited about the potential of the players we brought in. We haven't got them yet, but I'm excited for Cunha and I'm excited for Mbuemo and even Delap as a youngster, 22 years of age, scoring 12 goals in the league, doing well. Hello there, Daz Salford. How you doing? Back to work tomorrow, gash lad. How goes it? Hope you're well today. Big ups to everybody who's in the chat, by the way. Thank you, all of you, for joining us for this cheeky little lunchtime live show. 239 legends in it. Nice one. Do us a favour if you're new and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be covering all the latest transfer news at United in a no bullshit, no clickbait, no gashtastic way. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, twat the likes as well. That will help us out. And get involved with your thoughts and opinions. We're going to get into a Q&A now anyway. We've basically been doing that anyway, but I'm going to get into a Q&A now. But before I do, I'll just run down everything I have discussed in this video for anybody that's just getting in here. So the situation with United players outgoing at the moment is Rasmus Hojlund is attracting interest from Italy, obviously. Teams like Inter, Juve, Napoli potentially interested. Napoli are about to sign Kevin De Bruyne, aren't they? So that's interesting. Also, obviously, with Ten Hag at Leverkusen, there's players linked to them. Now, with Anthony, Onana, these sorts of guys. Unlikely, but possible. The situation with Rashford, he's for sale. Aston Villa may well go in for him, but other clubs possibly too. He's available for about £40 million this summer. His decision will come soon as to whether or not he wants to stay or go, but it's more than likely he's not going to stay. If he stays, he'll be public enemy number one, taking the money out of the club while sitting on the bench. Amorim doesn't want him, it seems. His attitude stank, and he let him out on loan, so he's kind of got to go somewhere. But I guess if he really wanted to dig his heels in, he could just sit and collect that 350k a week. But we'll see. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he wants to play. So Rashford's going somewhere. Cunha is, the situation is it's a £62.5 million package for Matheus Cunha by the end of 2027. So paying it in instalments over the next 2.5 years. Cunha said yes to United even before the Europa League final, his contract being checked by lawyers, and it would be valid until June 2030. Plus an option. So, so that's all basically done and finalised, just got to be announced and and completed next week. We are also pursuing a deal for Mbuemo. We have had discussions with Mbuemo's camp. He's interested in joining us. It's not really, too far advanced in that sense. We've reportedly made contact with Brentford, and they've essentially said that they want £50 million for him, which I don't think is crazy considering how good he looks, and also the stats that he put up in the Premier League this season, obviously very impressive. Fab just reported in the Delap situation that we've had direct meetings with Liam Delap, as have Chelsea. And Everton also, and Newcastle have approached his agents. So as much as I'd like to think we could get this Liam Delap deal done for a nice cheap 30 million quid and add this player into our squad, it's still not 100%, not even close really, because there's other clubs that are interested. But he has agreed to join Man United in theory. But if somebody else turns his head, or he decides there's a better project elsewhere, he might go elsewhere. So it's definitely not done at the moment. But United and Chelsea trying to convince the player, while Everton are prepared to make him a big financial offer, then give him the possibility to leave in 2 to 3 years, which might appeal. If he can earn more money now and still develop and play in the Premier League, but has an option to leave in a few years' time for a big club, then that might suit him. So it's definitely not 100% that he's coming to us. And then just finally, speaking earlier on before the game in Asia, Amram confirmed that he wants to keep Bruno Fernandes, and he's very important for what we want to build. Whether or not we can keep him is another question. Bruno deserves to be playing top-tier football, and maybe they would accept a big bid if it came in for him. We'll see. And then also Amram just reiterating the fact that we always have 2 plans, one with the Champions League and one without. Of course, we're not going to be spending as much money. Of course, we're not going to be able to attract the top players, people like Osimhen or Gyokeres and these guys right now. So we've had to have a different plan. That's what we're sort of putting into practice now. But I am feeling positive about the window. Obviously, it's early, and it seems like we're getting deals done early. We've already got Cunha done. I'm not pretending like Delap's done, but it's agreed in terms of the personal terms, and there's no issues there with the release clause or anything like that, because obviously it's in the contract. So yes, I'm feeling positive. We need to get players in early, try and get this team set up nicely for the pre-season tour or the pre-season friendlies. Obviously, forget these 2 games that we're playing the next few days. I mean, after that, after they've had a month break, when they come back, that'd be great. Get those players in early. We should be turning our attentions, of course, to a goalkeeper very soon as well. That's got to be one of the key positions we strengthen. Onana's too error-prone and inconsistent, so that's got to be happening. And I'd love another striker other than Delap, another wing-back, and anybody else we can add to the team that's got a bit of bottle about them as well, and that we can afford. So there you go. But it's looking promising, isn't it, in this transfer window so far? I say transfer window, not even transfer window. It's looking promising right at the end of the season here, and we're already linked with a couple of players and getting deals done, it seems. So get in there, my son. Positive times. Let's see what Man United can do in this coming few weeks. Let's get stuck into the live chat then. Thank you everyone who's in here and joining. Hit the likes, hit the subscribe, have your say. It's Q&A time. Can we smash 200 likes? We're very close. Just hope we sign a new keeper. Exactly, Daz. Yeah, that's priority number 1 for me. Tell says, why would anybody sign for us? We aren't going to win anything anytime soon. We're still a huge club, aren't we? Man United increases somebody's overall brand massively because of the hundreds of millions of fans that support us. So it's literally a massive career move in every possible way, even just from a PR point of view. I'm not saying that's a reason why somebody should play for us, but it is a factor. And also we're a sleeping giant, mate. We could come back and win trophies. You say we don't win anything anytime soon, but most clubs in the league will go a season most of the time without winning anything. There's only a few clubs that can win anything every season. That's what makes it so special. So we won 2 in the last 3 years. That's the way I look at it, and got to Europa League final. So you say we are not going to win anything anytime soon, but we actually have won something recently in contemporary times, mate. Last couple of seasons we've won. So from that point of view, we are a cup side. We are a team that can actually win trophies, because we have done in the last few seasons alone. Yeah, we didn't do it this year. And yes, we are in a shit place in the league. But we know we're better than that, guys. We know once we've got rid of a few sharting players, we know the size of this club is a Goliath. And if it's well run and managed properly, and we've got decent personnel, good recruitment, there's no reason why we can't finish top 7 this season and top 4 the season after. Now, I'm not pretending to think that we could go and challenge for things, but I would hope to think that if United have a good window, we'll be targeting European spaces, be it Conference League, Europa League, whatever. But we would surely be looking to do that. And then the season after, that's when we should hopefully be planning to really mount a challenge. But that's obviously optimistic thinking. Right, yeah, there's nothing to be positive about here. All right, steady on there, the cake cadet lad. Okay, fair enough. I see what you're saying. It's tough times. You've had the optimism knocked out of you all season. I get it. I feel the same in a lot of ways. I'm just trying to think to the future, mate. I can't focus too much on it because it's just absolutely depressing. I've just got to hope that one day we're going to get back to being a quality team. And I don't even necessarily care that much about getting back to the Fergie era where we're winning everything every season. No, I just want to be competitive. I just want to play good football more than anything. Be nice to play in a good attacking style. Remember when Klopp took Liverpool over and they didn't win anything for a few seasons? But after a season or whatever, he'd got them playing really great attacking football. And they were scoring a lot of goals. They might be conceding a lot of goals and losing the odd game here and there. They weren't consistent enough to win leagues just yet. But they were very entertaining and they were very attacking. And, that's half the battle for me. I want to be entertained watching my football team play. I want to actually be entertained. I don't just want to sit there and be bored for 90 minutes more often than not and get a result, really. I'd like to win, but I'd also like to play well. Can you really done for real? So he don't want Europe then. Well, he wants it, but next season, lad, he's going to bang us into Europe. Who's another 9 you'd like apart from Delap? I'd love Gyokeres, mate. 100% Victor Gyokeres from Sporting would be a great addition if we could. If not, the likes of Osserman would be an excellent sign-in, but he's probably going to be way too much money and wouldn't come to us right now. Shaw could either retire or sample pies in the Frey Bentos factory. That's his dream job. Yeah. It's their games, absolutely. Until we have the new stadium, we can't spend Galactico's money. Don't even get me started on that, Sheikh. We shouldn't even be making or talking about a new stadium right now, spending billions when we're sacking off members of staff and we can't even win a game of football. Crazy to think about that right now. Let's address the problems with the team. The stadium should be secondary. As much as I think we should deserve to have a brilliant stadium, it's not the biggest priority for me right now. Old Trafford's awesome. Old Trafford's legendary. Yes, it's dated. Yes, it's in need of modernisation or rebuilding, whatever, but it's absolutely legendary. There's no need to really do that right now. I think the biggest key is just to improve the team. Building stadiums is the sort of thing you do when you are successful. That's the sort of thing you do when you're doing well. Onana could advertise Vaseline. Aren't we also getting that Ecuador somewhere from around their fullback? Who's that then, Tiger Lad? You like this plan of getting proven Premier League players from lesser clubs? It should steady the ship. Definitely, Steve. Yeah, definitely. That's it. And proven Premier League experience is good. You missed a lot, Kiana. You're going to have to go and have a look at the the video from the start. VJ says, saw the Ruben interview. I think we only get 2 players. Boo. Well, he's playing it coy. He's playing it down at the moment, I think, VJ. Of course, right now, there's not a lot of money available, but what about once we've sold loads of players? Look, his players are going on a tour to play a game right now. Even Garnacho's in the squad, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's not like he's going to say, yeah, we're selling everyone. They're just going to go out there all bloody miserable and lose every game, aren't they, if that's the case? He's got to just do damage limitation at the moment. We won't know what's happening for a proper week until those couple of gash fixtures are out the way. Morning, Rowdy Yates. What's going on? Listening on the way to work. Top man. Yes, I am streaming the Champions League final. So tomorrow, isn't it the Conference League final? We'll be streaming that tomorrow night. Also, Man United are on tomorrow lunchtime, guys. If you didn't know, now you know. They're playing the Asian All-Stars in Asia. And there is a game on, I think it's 1:45 p.m. kickoff or somewhere around about there. So we'll be on here tomorrow for that. So come and join us for that if you're around in the daytime to watch the game with us. I'll be doing a watch along for it. Right, let's see what you guys are saying. Let's catch up with the chat here. Big ups, big ups. We've won a few Poxy Cups, so what? All right, Cadet lad. You know what you are, Cadet? You're spoiled, mate. We're all spoiled. We grew up. Me and you. You're 41, I'm 37. We're spoiled. We've known pretty much. Okay, maybe you as a wee nipper in the late 80s, but we've known pretty much nothing but success until Alex Ferguson left, right? So, look, most teams, as I say, don't win anything each season. We at least won 2 trophies in the last 3 seasons. I'm not saying that's good. I care more about the league and where we are. That's a proper indication of how good of a team you are. Week to week, 38 game season, find out how good you are. That is the true indication. But still, come on, mate. Calm yourself down. It doesn't have to be all doom and gloom, does it? Osserman, lazy, got an attitude problem, don't want him anywhere near a club. I don't like his attitude either, actually. He seems a bit of a prima donna lad. Seems a bit of a mercenary, money-grabbing bastard. So I'd rather not. I don't think that's on anyway. He won't want to come to us. Exactly. Owen says, if Gyokeres or Osserman won't sign, who would you want for the number 9? Well, we're getting Liam Delap, aren't we? Liam Delap is a good option. There's several players I've mentioned as backup options as well. Callum Wilson's available for free. Jamie Vardy, I would take him as the third choice. I'm not saying first or second choice. But if you're talking about first choice number 9, I mean, it's... If we can't get Gyokeres or Osserman, I don't know. That's a good question. Probably going to be Liam Delap would be our main guy up there, which is crazy. Maybe you'd end up, trying to utilise Xerxes as well. I don't know. That's a very good question, mate. It's a good question. If we can't get those players, and including Delap, then who do we go for? Just trying to think of someone who makes sense. I like Visser. Visser's good as well, but also I like Semenyo, Justin Kluivert, Mateta at Palace, yeah. So there's definitely some options. There's definitely some options there. I was just trying to think of players who play for not big teams who we might be able to actually obtain. So, but players like, those sorts of players. Pretty much, with Amarim's system, you almost need, interchangeable players. You know what I mean? Players who can sometimes play in, like I say, what I like about Mbuemo is he can cover. He can cover different positions. Jonathan David, yeah, sure, why not? Good player, definitely. Oh, Canadian friend. But still, why are you always so positive, Piggy? You need to stop it. Where's your gloom? Where's your melancholy? You're meant to be a Nirvana fan, for fuck's sake. Hey, just because I like a little bit of soppy music sometimes doesn't mean that I'm a complete miserable bastard, mate. Isaac's just not realistic, is it? Mateta, yeah, fair enough. Cunha and Mbuemo, Delap. Ollie Watkins, yeah, I mean, I would definitely take Ollie Watkins. Yeah, mate. He's even though he's been struggling in terms of getting in and obviously wanting to leave, he's still scored a lot of goals this season, hasn't he? Helen Keller's better option than Hojlund. True. Yeah. Kate, you always got to look at the positive. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Kate Cadet's just that sort of a way, isn't he? He's basically Carl Pilkington Mark II. He just looks at things with a cynical eye. And that's fair enough, mate. I do sometimes too. But the damage has been done, lad, with this season just gone. Let's look to the future. You know what I mean? We have to try and reassemble this squad. I'm excited about this window because I think it could be a big change. It could be the reset we needed with getting rid of players and hopefully signing some new, younger, hungry players. Also, the sorts of players you're going, Delap's nothing to write home about and Mbuemo's nothing to write home about. Mateus Cunha. We're all excited about these players. Crikey, what has United become? We used to sign players like, whoever, Cavani, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, or big names, whoever you want to say. But come on, we've actually got a shit team at the moment, lad. I'm excited for getting new players in who might bring something difficult to the table, mate. Something different, I mean. Yeah, exactly. We can't sign players like Yamal. That would be the dream, mate. Yamal, that would be the dream. No, we can't. We can't sign players like that now. You can't really sign players like that unless you're a team that's winning Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, and even then it's difficult. So, yeah. Exactly there, TCG. You take your nana's first to a striker and she's dead. Oh, my God. Oh, bless her. Well, to be fair, Beryl could smack one in from outside the box, couldn't she? She had a power shot on her, lad. It can't get any worse. Ollie Watkins to Spurs. Yeah, hopefully not, lad. Would Luke Shaw go? Probably not. He's got several years on his contract. He gets 17,000 Frey Bentos tins delivered to his house every single month. He's happy as a pig in shite. He's not going anywhere, mate. Van Persie, Rooney. Yeah, exactly. Van Persie. That's a prime example, actually. 20 million poached from Arsenal. That's a prime example. Those days of those signings are over. Congrats, Pig. You have 3 entries in the Fan Reaction Cup. Good luck. Tawny bracket. Oh, go on, Fan Reactions. Nice one. Hopefully I smash it. Go and have a vote, guys, and help us out. Nice one. Pig, you have to say what you see. What you on about? Write home. To we text now and email. All right. Steady on, mate. Steady on. No need to get technical. You take Jared Bowen. Oh, I would in a heartbeat as well. Great player. Yeah, just realistic. Best we'll ever get is top 4. That's the ceiling. The best we'll ever get. Oh, fair enough. I mean, I don't think we will under the Glazers, actually. That's fair. We've got to get rid of them. That's the biggest problem here. Hopefully they sell. But yeah, not anytime soon. Dazza Pants, thank you for subscribing to the channel, mate. Yes, if you guys are new, then consider hitting the subscribe button. We have smashed 200 likes on the stream, so thank you everyone for your support there and giving us a bit of love by smashing the like button. Gyokeres would be amazing. But again, unlikely. No Champions League, too much money, no UCL football for us. Yeah. Swap 2 players for Cole Palmer. He's not coming, is he, mate? They've just got Champions League football. He's like their main guy there. He's not coming. Yeah, that would suck. Or Arsenal. I think Arsenal's quite likely, Albo, because they're dying for a number 9, aren't they? So he might go there. Cantona was amazing. Nice. Good luck with your job interview, mate. Done out wrong with Liam Delap in this situation we're in. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with him. He's a good player. 30 million quid, 12 goals in the league, 22 years old, has potential. I'm not pretending he should be our main number 9, but to play, in the squad, I think brilliant. All these evil owners care about lining their pockets at the expense of our club's history. Well said, the mustard. Absolutely bloody well said, mate. You'd rather have Clara Oswald at keeper. Who's that? Amorim should be sacked no matter what happens in the final. 7 wins in the Premier League for him. Bit early, really, Paul Simmons. He's only had a short time. I think we all knew this was going to happen. I'm kind of happy that we got all the shit out of the way here and he's had a lot of time to learn and decide who's gashing the squad, etc. Should be a totally different look United side next season. If he can't do it, then fair enough. Maybe you'll be right and maybe he should have been sacked off. But I think he'll be a lot better next season. Second player sees training facilities at United, makes him walk away. Fair enough. We do have a bit of an issue there with facilities not being up to standard. Delap would be 70 million plus if he went to Everton and bad. Get him now, bargain. Yeah, definitely. He would be more money now if he didn't have a release clause, wouldn't he? He'd be 40 to 45 million, I reckon, in this market as a 22-year-old homegrown player. He would be more than 30 million. So he represents good value for money, definitely. No, I don't, Siggy. I've got to hope that he's going to get sold. I think Italy makes sense. We are signing players and forwards and goal scorers, even if they're not strikers, like Cunha, potentially, and Mbuemo, looks like Delap. These sorts of guys are being brought in for a reason, to bring us goals. Rasmus can't get us goals. He needs to be sold. Exactly. There you go, Jackie. Cunha, Delap, and Mbuemo, 50 goals. Literally. So, Mbuemo bagged 20 in the league. Delap's bagged 12. And what, did Cunha get 18 then, did he? He definitely got double figures and high double figures. So, yeah, right about that. All right, steady on. Point where it becomes Stoke. Oh, cake it, mate. Change the record, lad. You've had a hard life. You look 60. It's this season, mate. It's aged me considerably. Yeah, Rasmus, that would be great. But again, unlikely. I don't know if they could afford it. Leverkusen, that is. But again, yeah, Rasmus, Onana, Anthony. Surely Ten Hag wants to bring them in. Yeah. You feel that Delap would just be another Rasmus? No, I don't, mate. He's already looked better than Rasmus. He was doing bits in a shit team. Good knows what he could do in a good team. If not saying we're a good team, but I'm saying we have the potential to be. I like Xerxes personally, VJ. I'd definitely give him another chance this season. He's a very intelligent player. His feet are brilliant. His feet are brilliant for a big man. He's got these dancing feet, mate. I love his feet. He's got such great control. Like he's brilliant, and he's got a bit of intelligence about him. He creates. He's got vision. I like him, so I'll give him a chance. Do you think we'll get Mbuemo and Delap? I do actually. Yes, I do. I hope so. Delap's what Hojlund was meant to be. Get him. Yeah, absolutely. Cunha and Mbuemo seems like the signing Liverpool did back with Firmino and Mane. Yeah, there you go. Interesting comparison. Hopefully it turns out like that. It'd be nice. People forget he hasn't started for over a month. He might have scored more goals also with more service with Mbuemo and Cunha. Absolutely. Yep. Yes, we do regret letting McTominay go in this day and age. Yes, we do. Arsenal dying for number 9. I would have thought they're in for Gyokeres, aren't they? Xerxes' future in United? Well, I think he can play both roles. I like him as a number 10. He's creative. He links up really well. I think he holds it up well. He's a tall lad. He can win headers and all that sort of stuff. But also, he can play number 9. But I don't think he's a clinical striker. But if you need him to, he can. I see him playing, second fiddle this season to the likes of Acuna or an Mbuemo. You don't rate this twat, but why don't we sign Joe Bellingham? Oh, he just got promoted, hasn't he? Yeah, interesting. Fair enough. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of him actually because I don't watch much football outside of the Premier League. Yeah. Delap, yes. Xerxes, good. Absolutely. Anyway, guys, look, we're gonna have to wrap this stream up now. But it's been a great little lunchtime sort of transfer news video. Thank you for watching. You can come back and have your say after this video is finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section about Delap or any of these signings that we're discussing at the moment. Great little chat. Thanks for the lunchtime chat there, you legends. Smash that like button before you go. Hit the thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Come back after have your say. You can follow the links in the description to check us out on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Big up all the legends in the chat. Big up all the mods. G-Wolf, Daz, Salford, Kate Cadet, etc. Big up all the members in the chat for being members. People like Thornster, King Boomy, etc. Legends, absolute legends. But yeah, everybody else who's in here, Kim, Simon, Siggy, Solitude, Darren, Talk MU, everybody who's in here, thank you so much for tuning in. Nice one, Daz. Nice one, Steve. Nice one, Albo. come back and have your say, and I'll see you on the next one. We will be obviously on, we'll try and do lunchtime shows, evening shows around sort of 9:30 or 10 p.m. with the day's transfer news as well. And of course, if there's any breaking news, we will jump on and cover it straight away as well. So that's what we're going to be doing all summer long, guys. Let's be having you. Come on, United, do some bits. Time to revitalise Manchester United this summer. Let's go. Nice one, Keanu, 88, Sanjay, Fungsire, Simon, DJ, and everybody else as well. Big ups to Bacon Brigade. Piggy loves you. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com. So check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.